Annyeonghaseyo, 여러분. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome back to Life Best. Today's video is, me reacting to Ollie London. I know I'm a little bit behind on the news of Ollie London and their transition into becoming Korean, but I'm jumping on the bandwagon because why the heck not? It's something I think is relevant to the channel, so I want to do a discussion on what my thoughts and feelings on the matter and see what you guys think of it as well. So let's get into telling you who Ollie London is, shall we? Hajagada! First things first, Ollie London was born on 14th of January 1990, making him the age of 31 years old, and was born in England, hence the name London. And they are a singer who also has a lot of followers on Instagram and Twitter. Ollie London has, for the past 8 years, has got his hair, his clothes, his shoes, and has gone under 18 surgeries to look exactly like the K-pop star Park Jimin. And that includes nose jobs, jawline surgeries, brow lifts, chin implants, teeth surgeries, and many more. And is now saying that, and I quote, "I now fully identify as Korean, as well as I do identify as Korean, and I do look Korean, I do feel Korean, and I don't identify as British, so please don't refer me as British as I identify as Korean. That is my home country." And trust me when I say this, I'm all about self-expression. As long as it's not hurting anybody, you be you. I'm not gonna have an issue with that. I don't care. As long as you're you. But the thing is, the way that I see it, and from what I've also heard how other people have reacted, is that the fact that Ollie London has now said that because he looks Korean, he is Korean. The way that I see that is that's kind of hurting an entire race and an entire culture, as this is saying that as long as you look like that race, you are that race. But what about, as every ethnicity has its own history and culture and struggles and experiences, and to reduce that to just looks and likes and dislikes of the culture, such as the music, aka K-pop, to be more exact, that just, the way that that's just straight up offensive in my opinion. I know Ollie London probably doesn't mean it in that way, but it is. It's reductive. It's really reductive to the cultures, because it's like there's more to a person than the looks. There's more to a race than the looks. Like I just said, that Korea has its own history and its own struggles and experiences that, well, you can't just say that you're Korean just because you look that way. And another thing, the fact that Ollie is trying to look exactly like Jimin is going against the message that BTS stands for, is trying to put out into the world, which is to love yourself. Speaking your truth. I quote from Namjoon himself, and to not being ashamed of who you are. And if you want to get plastic surgery just because you want to and you feel like you need to, that's down to you, as long as you're not hurting anyone. even though I do personally believe that everyone is beautiful no matter who they are, what they are, as long as they're being themselves. And the way that I see it, plastic surgery should only be a last resort sort of thing. So like, it's for a medical reason, or you're that depressed and you hate the way that you look so much, even though I know it's easier said than done, but when you should love yourself because you're you. There's only one of you in the world. You should love yourself for that, because you're unique, you're different compared to other people. And this whole thing, the fact that they turn around and said that they are now Korean, is contradicting what Ollie said beforehand, before going when he was they was going through the process of doing the surgeries. And it's also contradicting, like I said, BTS's message and what BTS stands for. And going back to what I mean, that it contradicts what Ollie said. Ollie had previously said, I don't want to be Asian as such. I'm always going to be British, Caucasian, but I want to look as close as possible to Koreans like pop stars and Jimin. And now Ollie is saying that they are Korean because they've gone under the surgeries and now looks Korean. I wouldn't say that they look Korean in a sense. I don't mean that in like say, oh, they don't look Korean because they're not Korean. That's not what I mean. The way that I see it is that they're not Korean because they weren't really born in Korea. They were born in England, and yeah. I don't know how to explain this without being out of line. I don't want to say this and get backlash for it because I'm not all about that. But anyways, moving from that, Ollie is now also demanding that being transracial should become a part of the LGBT society, the community of the LGBTQ+. To which I'm a part of that community myself, as I am pansexual as well as demisexual. And this is where I think that we should be setting boundaries for things like this. For a society to stay afloat and have structure, there needs to be boundaries. So we don't cross lines that shouldn't be crossed. Because then who knows what rabbit hole we end up going down if we just allow anything and everything. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that Ollie is onto something, or do you think that what Ollie says about being transracial should be a thing? Don't get me wrong, I love the culture, Korean culture and Japanese culture, but I wouldn't try and change the way that I look just to say that I am a part of their culture. If I want to be a part of their culture, I'd listen to the music, I'll watch the programs that they've put out to the world, try their foods, move there, try living there, working there. And then at least you can be classed as a citizen of that country. If you want to be Korean, you can move to the country, and yeah, you may not exactly be Korean, but you'll be a Korean citizen because you live there. I don't know. This is just a bunch of chaotic mess. Like I said, I'm all about self-expression. Like, come on, I get piercings, I dye my hair, I wear clothes that probably a few people might not agree with, because I like to wear quite alternative clothes. I like to record things to upload, which I express my opinions, I express what I think and what I'm doing, how I feel. I'm like, as long as you're not hurting anyone, but the fact that you're having a transition into becoming another race, it's just a whole bunch of poppycock in a sense, the way that I see it. Because you're reducing all that history and the struggles of like years of, like, say, discrimination, of racism, down to looks. And all that is reduced to looks again. And that's not right. If you want to look that way, then yeah, look that way, but please deep down admit to yourselves that you're still this person that you were born into, in a sense. Like, you're born British, so you are British. I know I'm probably not explaining this very well, and I apologise. I don't mean any malicious thought or intent with this video. I just hope people can use this as a way to open their eyes and, well, one, set boundaries, two, so you know to love yourselves, because that's all that I want, is that people learn to love themselves. Because, well, no one deserves to feel bad about being who they are. Anyways, I think I might leave this here, as, well, I'm gonna end up going on a ramble again. I'll probably end up going on a tangent, and probably will say something that I probably shouldn't, because my mouth works a lot quicker than my brain, in a sense. Yeah. But comment down below on what you think of the matter, whether you think, like I said, you think that Ollie is onto something that all of us don't know, or if you think it's just straight up insane, or just comment down below questions or suggestions for future videos, or like the live stream tomorrow, which I'm recording this on a Saturday, so tomorrow will be Sunday, which I'll be streaming. But yeah, leave comments for future streams that I can maybe talk about, and just remember to like and subscribe if you like this sort of content, because then you can come along on the journey. And remember to click that bell icon, because then you get notified when I upload and you don't miss a thing, because we don't want that. Because I upload every Monday and Friday and stream on Sundays. Mondays and Fridays upload at 2 PM now, because it's easier for me to put the word out there that the video has uploaded, because sometimes YouTube doesn't let people know that the video is up sometimes. So yeah, 2 o'clock PM GMT, and I will be live streaming on a Sunday, every Sunday, depending if I'm not busy. But I'll find time to do it, I promise. And now I'm rambling on again about something completely different again. I'm gonna leave this here, so 감사합니다. 이대한 보고 이대. Thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.